of gender balance, I'm giving you a little bit of leeway to contribute a little more time. Go right ahead.
So I wanted to talk about conflict of interests. Like when a leader like Uhuru is in government and he has businesses, there's that probability of conflict of interest. And I think even Trump faced that when he became president. And that is why he was being asked to divest or to put his businesses in a blind trust. What I'm not sure is if in Kenya they have the Office of Government Ethics, because that should come into play when leaders have big businesses which can conflict with their role as the president or as vice president and stuff like that. So to avoid those conflicts, I think in future we should be careful when we choose a leader who has businesses. Thinking that should be a disqualification just to avoid them having monopoly of businesses, because then they are able to get them. That's on that. So now again, when Makiadi was talking, he talked about MPs, and he said that the government, that the Azimio MP should not contribute a bill. Now, what I wondered was if he understood the role of an MP. First, I wanted to say that the government is made up of majority and minority sides, and that forms the government. And an MP, the duty of an MP is to represent, to legislate, and to oversight. So even if you're in the minority, you're actually not, it's not an opposition. You shouldn't always oppose. If the majority side, which is mostly sometimes the government, if they come up with not the government, the administrative that is making up the government or the executive, if they come up with a proposal that is good for you, you don't have to oppose it. You can agree with them and oppose sometimes, but you're not opposition. Your role is to oversight, to legislate, and to represent your people. So when Azimio MPs say that they will not do that, what they are telling us is that they will not do their job. And what is the work of an MP? It is to represent his constituents and also to deliberate on national issues that concern the people of Kenya that are in whatever constituency he's from. And they are also to enact and pass legislation. So when I said about them proposing bills that could be tabled in parliament that will help us lower the cost of living, that is what they're being paid for. By them negating that, they're actually refusing to do their job. So if they know of a way that Ruto has not suggested, they need to suggest it. And once they have done all that and failed, because maybe the other side refused to listen to them, then they can hit the streets. But they cannot hit the streets before doing their job and then going to the street, because that is paramount to incitement. Okay, also the work of MP is to review the conduct of the office of the president, the DP, and other state offices, and also to exercise oversight over state organs, and if necessary, to declare declarations of war and extensions of the state of emergency, and appropriates funds for expenditure by the national review between and other national state organs. So this is work of whether you're in the minority or whether you're in the majority, which is the Kenya Kwanza side, or whether you're in Azimio. Those are the things that you're being paid to do. So when you say you won't do it because you're not in Kenya Kwanza, then you're not doing your job. So I just wanted, just in case he didn't know, I don't think he doesn't know. But a lot of the time I hear people saying the government. If Azimio MPs are not government, then who is paying their salary? Why is the government giving them salary? Why is it giving them state protection? Why is it giving them allowances? So they are part of the government, but they are not part of the Ruto administration. That is what I think we should be able to differentiate. Ruto complaining about, Raila complaining about the high cost of living. I think I've touched on that. I've written my points down. And then I think in regards to having demonstration in residential areas, that should be banned for obvious reasons that we have seen what they are doing. A child is dead because of those, the tear gas. And even baby Pendo, I think no, I think a bullet shot her, but still, because of the tear gas, I think they should ban demonstrations in residential areas. And then the government should take charge of those leaders inciting citizens on account of to the court of law. Lawyers like Mother Karua, Orengo, Mtua, Kalonzo should be held at a higher standard, and if found guilty, they should have their law licenses revoked and then disbarred as lawyers. Because when they start saying open the server, and they know the law, so they know that Ruto cannot open the server, then they are being they are inciting the people, knowing very well that that is something that is not possible. And because of that incitement, which forms the very basis of why they are demonstrating, people have died, people's businesses have been destroyed, and even we have lost money as a country. So the government should take a proactive step. Instead of threatening each time, they should take them to court to answer why they're asking Ruto to open, who they're asking to open the server. Let them say who they want to open the server and how them as lawyers think that person can open the server. So I think people should start being held to account. And I think that should bring it. I wish they were doing what we are saying. If they are going to the streets because of the cost of living, if they are going to the streets because of the 50 CSs, if they are going to the streets because of saying that they don't need the parastatals to be taken to parliament to get the approval of parliament for them to be sold, I can see where that can be a demonstration that is not frivolous. So, but when they start talking about the 4 IBC commissioners that Babu Owino said they were asked to bring 4 of their own, so they claim that their partisan is recorded on Babu Owino's interview as a fact. So that should not be a point of contention. And also the server should not be a point of contention with all those lawyers in their camp. They know, even when that Jose Camargo said that he cannot open the server, what he did not do is give them information on who could open. It is true, he has no rights. That's intellectual property because he's an employee of Smartmatic. So he cannot give them the password. That would cost him his job. What he didn't tell them, because he thought they're smart enough, is that if they want anything to do with the server opening, they should apply to Smartmatic directly, because that intellectual property belongs to Smartmatic. It does not belong to that individual. And I would want to believe that they know that. That is common sense, especially to someone who is in law, I believe. Okay, the last point, let me look quickly. My last point, okay. My last point, to the extent that they are acting as terrorists and holding Ruto administration hostage until he caves in, agreeing to a truce with them would be a strategy that the terrorists would learn, that in order to get something from the government, they have to use force, they have to go to the streets in order to force them. So for that reason, they should not agree. But on the things that are valid, that the high cost of living, all these other things, I think they should take them up, but they should drop the server issue. There is another avenue which they can follow that, and therefore Cherelas should be an issue that should be taken out from that list. I believe I've covered everything that I have in mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Let me recognize others who have joined us. And Makiadi, I'll give you the right of reply. Do you want 1 minute? Isindu, as you prepare to come in as well. Let me give Honorable Bundi. I was gonna give you.
Yes,
don't worry, I have remembered. So let me give Rich Makiadi, because a lot of things that has been said by Ashley have he has the right of reply, and then you will come to you, and then we'll go to Isindu. Makiadi, 1 or 2 minutes, please.
Honorable Bundi, I'm not even going to take a minute. I know it's your time. I'm sorry. I just wanted to point out to Ashley, just to correct Ashley here. I think, Ashley, when you tell us that